I've been pretty busy over the past few episodes working on my Mega Base area, but I think it's about time I head back over here and actually finally start this one event thing. And it's going to be laid out pretty much in phases, and the first phase is pretty much a scavenger hunt. Or to put it simply, everyone who wants to play this one event will actually have to go around and find one of 4 different types of colored things. It could be red, it could be green, yellow, or blue. There's common things which are stacked up to 64, there's rare things which are stacked up to 5, and then there's the ultra rare things which are these helmets. And my job right now is to actually go around the realm and actually hide these around the place. And the moment after at least the rare and the ultra rare things were found will be the moment I start phase 2. Oh, also in case you want to read the rules and things like that, then here they are right here. But yeah, I'm probably going to hide these mainly just around spawn and in the shopping district and things like that. And having hidden everything, and now we just have to give Cospace a couple weeks for them to actually find most of the things I just hid around. But while I am up here, there are actually a few other things I'd like to do. Because I am having this event building right here, and I figured, why have just one sort of minigame-esque thing right here? Why not have many minigames here and turn this entire cherry grove into a minigame district? Putting most of the trees to the side, it's relatively flat, there's tons and tons of space to use. This is probably a good place I'm doing it in. And to get the ball rolling, I'm going to build 2, possibly 3 separate things up here. Starting off with something that I've really not done in a really long time, which is actually going to be a brand new model of the roller coaster things I always do. I didn't even know if I could call them broken rails anymore because of how long it's been in the game. And there are going to be some similar things you've seen before, but there's going to be a lot of new things in here too. Yeah, something like this you've probably seen before at the start of these roller coasters. What you almost definitely wouldn't have seen is what's going to happen after. And considering what I have in my hand, it probably won't surprise you what's coming next. This is probably going to break a few bones, isn't it? But just to make sure it does that, let's go. Let's see. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Yeah. Oh, maybe it was this dirt in the way. Let's try it again without that dirt in the way. Okay. So far so good. So far so, yeah, okay. It was that dirt in the way. And then that little bounce will lead you down here. And now I gotta go find some honey. Moxie, I hope you don't mind, but I'm just gonna borrow just a few of these bottles. And if you do mind, then at least suing me would be a lot easier with this footage. And the reason I need honey is you're actually gonna be sliding down it, right the way down onto this platform, which will go down here, this, onto this, which goes up to this, which you'll eventually bounce yourself off of this and right back to the start, and yep, I think it's done. If you thought I was kidding about breaking bones on this roller coaster, you might want to rethink that. But there's really only one way to find out, so let's push a button and let's see. Okay, so we're going up here. Are we gonna be okay? Yep, okay, got pushed down there. Slide down the honey, go down here, across these fast rails, up the bubble column, jumping right onto this rail, over the slime block, going up and down, bounce off the slime blocks, going up here, down there, up here, down there, going up here, bounce off here, and then slide right back to the very start. That worked way better than I thought it would, like seriously. So yeah, needless to say, I'm really excited to see what the other Cosmics think about this. But now moving on to game number 2, which I'm not even sure how much I'll be able to do right now, because it's essentially going to be a dropper map that leads right the way from the top of the world all the way through the shopping district and to the bottom of the world. Only thing is, to do that, I'm gonna have to find a spot that's not being taken up by stuff such as whatever that submarine thing is, and just really hope that no one else has taken up any space above. Okay, if I can mine out that spot, then that might be able to work. That might be able to work. So let's say 95 by 316, around about there. Yeah, I think that'll work. Again, assuming no one else has claimed any spots up there. Ooh, we might be lucky. So around, yeah, right here. No one's built here. I'm gonna build here. But before we can do that, we need to mine a whole bunch out. Okay, even for mining straight down, this is still taking a while. There we go. So now we just have to open it up a little bit more and, ooh, there's a platform here. Well, at least no one built here, ignoring a certain other thing that was here. But yeah, let's get to mining. Took us long enough. I'm finally glad we have some sunlight down here. As well as for those who have elytras, maybe a slightly quicker way in getting in here. But while digging that out and while digging that down there out, I've noticed a couple things. First off, right down at the bottom, we are nowhere near the bottom of the world. Like, we still have another, I don't know, 40 or so blocks to go down. And second is, even if we did go all the way down there, that wouldn't really have much of a challenge because first off, we have this thing that's just gonna block us right here. But second off, there's gonna be no obstacles going down even further, but there might be a way of doing that because, as it turns out, most of the shopping district is very filled up right now, which means people have been mining out certain areas, and why don't we mine out the rest of this area, add a bridge, and which will eventually and obviously add another obstacle. You remember a while ago when I said I was going to do a lot of this off camera? Yeah, that wasn't completely, true, huh? Better late than never, I guess. If you're wondering why I said I wasn't going to get this done today, well, mining out a bunch of stuff might be one of the reasons. Also, wonky bridge. I don't know if I like it, but very wonky bridge. And if people don't like wonky bridge, then I have a little tunnel leading off to this other section over here. So I don't know if this is gonna be like a true obstacle, but it's at least something else to dodge. But even though there's no way I'm gonna get this entire thing done today, I think I should at least build the top bit of it. But before that, we of course gotta get up there first. Also, I have a feeling we're probably gonna need more obstacles rather than just the ones down the shopping district. And speaking of more things, I need more scaffolding. And we made it, there we go. But now we have to go down a couple layers to actually build what I'm building up here. What side was the hole awning in? I completely forgot. Wait, I think it was this side. Okay. Now, because the air is so much thinner up here, you might expect me to build like a spaceship or something like that. Because for some reason, every single time I come up here, I tend to build spaceships. But instead, I'm going to build something that I've not built before. And that something is going to be a small little hot air balloon up here. And honestly, you look at the shape of a hot air balloon and it just looks so complicated, but I think I found a way to do it that's actually pretty simple. What I did is I built a small sphere right here, and then on top and most of the sides, I'm just going to be putting down the actual blocks that the hot air balloon is going to be made out of. But when I get lower, it's going to be a little bit more, drapey, if you want to call it that. Kind of wish I could say the droopiness was as easy as building the sphere, but I would be lying then. Well, at least there's this novel concept of building beneath without using scaffolding. And there it is, our balloon part of the hot air balloon. Still not crazy complicated, but complicated enough. So now all we gotta do is build the basket down here. Nothing too complicated, but I still think it works. Let's get rid of the scaffolding. How easy okay, that's not too hard to land on. But just in case, I'll add a few more blocks out. And I think for the most part, at least like the start and almost the end is pretty much ready to go. So I'm definitely gonna waste a totem, but let's just see how easy it is to fall down there. So yeah, it's pretty easy with no obstacles in the way. Like pretty easy and yep, very expected, very harsh landing. But you know, that's why I have the totems and that's why Kingston sells them. And just to make the fall a little bit harder, I've decided to break out just a few drones here and there, as well as a few little hoops people might want to go through. They're not a requirement, like if you want to just make them an obstacle and avoid them, you can, but in case you want to like get specific scores, then you totally can. White is 1, orange is 2, and red is 3. Also, I have no idea how I'm getting haste all the way up here, like there's no beacon up here, so where's this haste coming from? But yeah, if we fall down, we can see it's still pretty easy. There's going to be a lot more stuff I'm going to have to do, but I think overall there's at least enough for people to actually, you know, have a go at it. And I'll be grinding out more of that in between videos, but right now I want to work on, or at least start working on, possibly the biggest game I have planned, which is yet again another one I've done a little while ago, but one I didn't necessarily finish, which is actually an ice racing course. Because if you remember the last one I did it underground, which meant that I never really finished it. But because we're doing this one on the surface, hopefully that means we could actually finish it this time. But first off, we gotta get some ice. Now that we have some ice, we again probably won't finish it today, but we'll at least make a good start. So what I did was actually lay out the groundwork for how wide the start's gonna be. Yeah, this will probably be long enough. And then outline the first main stretch, which is gonna be about 128 blocks long. I might have to extend this later on around the end, but I can work with this for now. And before I continued on with laying out things, I decided to fill in this main start a bit until I eventually, and also mention really quickly, ran out of ice. So I went back to the iceberg to pick up as much ice as I can to fill in more of this spot. There's quite a number of trees that's unfortunately in the way, so I went clearing them out, or at least roughly where I thought the racetrack was actually going. And now to try building the first turn, which went about as easy as you might expect it to go. Yo, this already looks really cool. Let's give it a try to see how it goes so far. Okay, the straight bit's going well. Oh no, not the turn. Guess it's time to make some walls using some concrete. And now that that's done, we're gonna be adding soul sand next, and then creating some bubble columns for people to be raised up on. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, you can't do that with soul sand and with boats. And all I can say to those naysayers, watch me. And having done it, I was going to cover the entire width of this space until I realized that bubble columns are extremely laggy, but I still think something like this should be able to work, and if not, I can work things around. But even without a boat, just like this, it's still kind of fun just going up it. And to prove to all the naysayers who thought I was being silly, building that thing up, let me just do a quick pass by and go around this whole thing, and fortunately, this time, I'm not going to fall off, and alright, big test, there we go, see? I'm going up fine. There's a black flash for some reason, but yeah, as we can see, that works. It doesn't work flawlessly, but it does definitely work. Ooh, and it's even more dangerous going backwards, oh geez. But yeah, this is a fantastic start to not only this ice track, but to pretty much the minigame district as a whole. And even though I still have plenty more to do specifically with that racetrack, the big question I have right now is, who else is gonna build here?